Alright guys, this is Joe and today I'm going to try out something a little bit different. This is another useful fix and I'm going to show you how to make an adapter for 18650 batteries to adapt for two 6650 batteries. Now some tool manufacturers like Matco, Snap-on, and Cornwall sell you work batteries or sell you work lights, and they sell some of those lights with 26650 batteries. Now, a long time ago I bought boxes of these batteries, the 18650s, because I had hand flashlights and stuff that they worked great in because they were really bright, they were really powerful, they were 3-volt, they were awesome batteries. And I got these things for nothing, almost. Anyway, so I had these, but then I had trouble finding work lights for work tables and, magnetic lights and such that were great to use for places that you were working in that would take these batteries that were really good and really powerful. Well, I found one, and they can sell you the 26650 batteries, but as a cheaper option, they sell you the 18650 batteries with an adapter. Now, you can buy the adapter offline, and it works great, but they're usually about $3 to $10 a piece, depending on where you buy them, per adapter, which is a little bit ridiculous. So, what I did is I went to Home Depot, and in the Home Depot plumbing section under irrigation, you can find these adapters. They're 3/4 by 4-inch PVC adapters. Now, I tried different PVC piping under 3/4, but it was either too thin or not thick enough to work with these batteries. But these were perfect. Most 3/4 PVC would let these batteries, go in there, but it was too hollow. If you look down there, it was too hollow to work. This adapter has little ribs in it to take up the space for the battery. Now, some people are concerned with heat, but these other ones seem to do pretty great. Now, these, you can get a whole box of like 50 for $13. That's pretty good in my opinion. Anyway, so the way you do this is you take the adapter, and you can measure it and mark it off. But what I did here is, one mark is I cut off the threads, and on the other side, if you can see, there is this mark, this yellow dot. I just cut on this side of the yellow dot. So what I did is, you can take a fine blade. You can cut them shorter if you want to, but they have to be, in order to work in your light, they have to be this exact dimension or smaller. Okay? Now, for mine, the one that I'm using currently is a little bit shorter, about a ½ inch shorter. Works just fine. Takes up the inner space, and does great. You can go probably about half as short, and it'll still work for the most part. This adapter, and I don't have a tape measure on me right now. Actually, I do. Here. This adapter is about for those of y'all that don't want to go buy an adapter, and I don't blame you. I mean, I wouldn't want to buy one either. It is an inch, and basically almost 11/16, really between 5/8 and 11/16. Excuse me, not an inch. It is 2 inches, and between 5/8 and 11/16. So right there. Heck, in the camera it actually does look, maybe it's the angle, it does look like it's 11/16. So 2 and 11/16 adapter. You could make one of these from 3/4 PVC, just like this, from Home Depot. The gray PVC in the irrigation section. And literally, this is how you cut it. The finer the blade, the straighter you get it, the nicer you can get it to look. But it really doesn't have to look all that nice. It just has to be 2 and 11/16 or shorter to work. One side of the threads are cut off. Now I'm going for that, if it focuses, that side of the mark right there. And when you cut, for those of y'all, if you're using a chop saw and you're kind of an amateur at it, you want to use your cutting blade. Make sure it is on this side of your cutting surface. You want to make sure your blade is on the side that you want to keep, or on the side you don't want to keep, excuse me. For those of y'all that aren't experienced using the chop saw, or any other cutting implement for that matter, but you can use a Dremel, you can use a hacksaw. Some people do that, or you can use a, I had it here. You can use a PVC cutter, which they sell, and I bought an expensive one, but the problem I had with it is it didn't cut too straight, and it was very expensive. It didn't give too great of a straight cut. Oh, here it is, right here. I bought this thing, and this is it's supposed to be for solid PVC, but with or without this piece, this cutter will cut like it's meant to, but it doesn't give the straightest cut ever, and I didn't like that. So anyway, that's where I was at. So here's cut number 2. And there you go. It's cut. It's not too rough. You can just clean out the trash. It is perfect size, and it will fit nice and tight and snug. I mean, these things are perfect. I'm sorry, I'm trying to get it to focus. And it looks like there's a hair worth of space, but I mean, they work in my flashlight amazingly, and they charge and everything, and it works. And for a box of like 50 or so, literally it was $13, and you can't go wrong. Anyway, that is how I made these adapters for much cheaper. Thank you.